I'm Jon Montgomery, Olympic gold medalist, TV personality, and now Canada's Wildhood ambassador. Get ready, because we're hitting the road in my RV and uncovering some of the best spots in Canada to explore, sip, eat, and play. This is Brewdocking. We've driven thousands of kilometers across Canada for our last stop, Prince Edward Island, a place rich in history and culture. Dubbed the Birthplace of Confederation, it's a scenic land filled with red sand beaches, fertile farmland, lighthouses, and fresh island cuisine. I'm headed straight for the good stuff. Head brewer Chris Long and I are going to talk about the relatively young brewing industry on this fair isle. Chris, we started in Tofino. We have driven clear across this great country of ours. And now I find myself here at our final spot at the Prince Edward Island Brewing Co. Well, we've come here to find out a little bit more about what the island is offering. Have people always been drinking beer here? Have you always had a brewery on the island?
Beer was kind of a slow, probably a slow growth thing on the East Coast because it was always hard to grow good quality barley here. We're coming around to that now. We've actually got some barley growers that are out there growing malt that we can use here.
No way, so you guys have inspired local producers to take on new challenges to grow things that haven't historically been grown here?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it was always difficult to do, but people are getting better at it. You know, modern agricultural practices, and then there's finally a market for that here at home as well. So yeah, it's been great.
How tight is the community?
Pretty tight, for sure. Like, we all know each other very well. A lot of us have worked with and for each other. Certainly here at the PEI Brewing Company, we've grown a lot of brewers who went on to start their own places. And yeah, I think that's a big part of the whole craft beer experience is that community and coming together where it's not us against each other, it's sort of us against the big guys that are trying to bring beer down.
Why is this industry different than others? Why can't every industry cooperate, collaborate, synergize, pool their resources, and be creative like the beer industry, damn it?
I mean, we're all fighting that same enemy right now, right? Like the big brewers that are trying to get you to drink the simplest beer they could make the cheapest way possible.
Yep.
And we're all on that same page right now, trying to show people what's good and what they can experience.
Why is it that big beer doesn't have the same heart that you can get in what goes on in the back here? What's the difference?
Oh, well, they're trying to make it in the boardroom. We're hiring people that really want to do this work. And you know, a lot of these people, they're smart enough to do other things, but they feel the passion. They want to make something delicious. They want to make something that somebody's going to enjoy.
As far as the local ingredients that are concerned, how did you ever begin to find somebody that could grow barley or malts here on the island?
That whole part of the industry is still growing. And we try to work with those guys whenever we can. We're working right now with a local hop grower who's just starting up his farm and really looking forward to getting to use some of his products in our beers in a few years. Blueberries are a no-brainer. They're all over PEI. They taste fantastic.
How do you find collaborators? How do you find people that want to take what they do and breathe it into what you do?
Well, the nice thing about PEI is there's just a lot of people here that are doing their own thing. They're making products and, you know, trying to get the world to notice them. And we're here on PEI, so it's easy to notice those people and say, like, hey, these guys are making fantastic gin over here. Why don't we use it in our product?
From hops to a hole-in-one, I'm ready to golf on the golf. See what I did there? For a change of scenery, I'm swapping turf for surf. I'm meeting Perry Goddell, owner of Tranquility Cove Adventures, in hopes of a great haul of lobster. Perry, it looks like we got lucky today, my friend, because behind me is calm waters, and I don't do exceptional in rough waters. Before we go, I really want to know, what is lobster fishing mean to this area of the world?
It's big because I live here. I know exactly what it means to the people around here. Lately, we've been having pretty good prices, pretty good catches, and you can see the difference. And I'm really happy for the young fellas now buying fleets and doing well because it costs so much to get into fishing now.
You come from a long line of fishermen?
Yeah, my grandfather fished, my father fished, and when I was young, I also got into it. And we brought a lot of measures in years ago to make it sustainable. So actually, the young fellas may think they're better fishermen than we were, but we brought in the measures that made this sustainable. So they're reaping the harvest of what we brought in years ago.
I can't imagine that pulling stuff out of the water forever is sustainable unless you're doing it with a practice that means that they can breed, they can proliferate, they can actually have strong numbers.
And that's what we realized about 30 years ago.
Okay.
We realized we had to bring in a sustainable plan on Prince Edward Island. And like I was saying, the less traps, the smaller rings, the escape hatches, the cotton on the sides, which means if you lose a trap, it doesn't fish forever. All those things make it sustainable.
Do you miss the old days of getting out there and being like a fisherman, or do you like interacting with tourists and showing a piece of the world that isn't accessible to most people?
Yeah. I really enjoy the tourism aspect. The thing I miss about the fishing is not necessarily being on the water a lot, because I'm on the water for 4 months.
Sure.
What I miss is you're at the club, and you're no longer in that loop where you're talking about your weight or what you did or what you seen that day or who you're talking to. So what I miss is I'm out of the club, but I'm still on the water, so I do enjoy being on the water.
Well, I know exactly what you're talking about. I miss being a part of the club, that competitive environment where you have this brotherhood, sisterhood of people, that camaraderie to push one another, to go and be the best version of yourself that you can be. And I, like you, miss that sense of being around it. Libations? Check. Nosh? Check. But what's a party without a little music? When you've got a strung instrument, how efficient is that at bringing a room full of people together to celebrate a moment in time over some libations and nosh? I mean, is this instrument a unifier?
Oh, definitely, especially here in the Maritimes. Like, you wouldn't walk into a house party without someone bringing out a guitar or a fiddle, or they say oil the fiddler.
Okay.
So in other words, the party's not over till the fiddle player stops playing. So as long as you oil them up, keep that drink full, they'll keep on playing and the party won't end.
The perks of being Canada's smallest province? A real sense of community and togetherness. As I wrap up my cross-country tour, I can't help but feel pride and passion and a sense of doing things the island way. One thing's for sure, East Coasters sure know how to have fun. Thanks for joining me on my RV adventure across Canada. Until next time, I'm Jon Montgomery, and thanks for watching Brewdocking.